Listen, bro, a lot of times we talk about it all the time. So WWE will do stuff as a rip. But in this case, it's like, bro, neither one of you had a streak, and everybody does the spare.
Let's talk about Goldberg. Goldberg is upset at Asuka ending his streak. He said this on Tim Green's podcast. He said, well, a girl beat my winning streak. He said Asuka is her name, some Japanese girl. And they touted her as being the one to have the longest winning streak. And it just so happens that culminated when I got there. And then it just so happened that every single wrestler uses the spear in their moves, right? Ironic that happened when I got there. So that's how they do it. So Vince, as someone who worked hand in hand with Goldberg creatively, he's talking about Asuka, WWE deciding to end his streak via Asuka as a petty move to usurp his popularity when it comes to that feat. Vince, what do you think?
Bro, first of all, neither one of these two wrestlers had a streak. I mean, let's be honest, bro. I mean, seriously, neither one of them had a streak. Okay. And bro, like I was thinking about it, we talked about this a little bit on the Al Snow show today. It's like, bro, wasn't Edge doing the spear in the WWE like 10 years ago? When Goldberg came into the WWE, Edge was there. I mean, Edge has been doing the spear forever. Bro, it's not like the spear is, Bret Hart coming up with the sharpshooter. A spear is a spear, like everybody does a spear. This isn't like a move that Goldberg, developed or created. I mean, this is a common, move in professional wrestling. I think, listen, bro, a lot of times we talk about it all the time. So WWE will do stuff as a rip. But in this case, it's like, bro, neither one of you had a streak, and everybody does the spare.
What do you say, man?
Well, yeah, I have to counter my pop over there, Vince, on that, as the person who has the longest winning streak in TNA/Impact Wrestling history.
There you go.
Streak's certainly real, and it wasn't the fact that it was, dare I say, predetermined that I was to be victorious countless matches in a row. But I guess the question is for Vince, is Bill always just like absurdly paranoid that everyone's out to get him?
Bro, everybody, wrestlers, EC3. I mean, that's the number one sickness in the wrestling business. And bro, rightfully so, because wrestlers get screwed with a lot. So they know it, bro. They know the culture, and there's always who's screwing with me. There's always that. Bill's not the only one, bro. It runs rampant in wrestling because, unfortunately, they do F with you. But in this case, I don't think they were.
Yeah, it seemed like he was kind of pinning Triple H for the reason everyone's doing the spear, as opposed to it's a pretty cool move, right?
Do you think the spear is overdone now, just like other moves, super kicks, Canadian destroyers? Would you put the spear in that category as well? Overused?
Almost.
Why almost?
Almost. But I'd say, comment below who had the best spear in wrestling history, and you could include Rhino and Gore.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Yeah.
Comment.
Why do you say almost, Ace?
I just feel it's like at the apex, but it still has more, I would say, integrity than the super kick has. Like super kicks go into another super kick and do another super kick, or like you're not seeing brothers spear somebody, interrupt with their spear, and then they both spear each other and then they double down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'd say it's in WWE too. Like yeah, Edge had it, and then Charlotte would do it, but now it's pretty protected because it's Roman's deal. So not so I think that's
Jay
why
does it.
it's
Jay does it too, though.
okay. But yeah, but he's inherited it, right? So
Yeah.
there's like a reason he's using it. I do think Goldberg was the first to do the spear, though. I could be wrong.
The spear. Yeah, he did it. What, 97?
Yeah. Well,
Edge used it a
Bro,
little bit.
that wasn't done before Goldberg. I find that hard to believe.
I know the jackhammer, he kind of probably accidentally suplexed somebody wrong and it turned into a cool move. But originally, Dean Malenko was doing it off the top rope in Japan. But I do think the spear was kind of well, you're a football player. What do you do? Well, I've run people over. Hey, let me just remind everybody, too, the challenge for Goldberg and myself at the Congo still remains. So
Still stands.
still have that. Yeah.
Today, very nice. Yeah, so that's interesting. Question: both of y'all are TNA alum. The Canadian Destroyer, P.D. Williams. He is the founder of that move. It was a pretty. I mean, it was an amazingly cool move when he did it, and now it's just grossly overused. Why do you think promoters aren't trying to scale down on a move that's just so impactful, and it's just like a punch nowadays?
Because promoters are marks, mostly, for the most part. And I would say why it's overplayed on TV is it's just because it gets a reaction and it's lack of originality. And it's the fact that something so visually impressive, it's so totally awesome and cool to see. If you can do it, you do it, as opposed to what it should be special. It's really incredible to think about that. But a lot of people can do it. All you gotta do is sunset flip it, land on your butt. Big deal. But that's the reaction, really, and unoriginality. Imagine if it was a finish now or a stretcher job. Imagine this, hypothetically. Somebody who's very much a purist in wrestling and loves wrestling and the integrity of moves kind of made a joke about banning it. This genius or this psychopath bans the Canadian Destroyer, right? Because he wants to establish the integrity and the importance of it. So one day, when somebody comes in and he hits the Canadian Destroyer on it, it means something.
Yeah, I know pile drivers are banned in the WWE, but it's a modified. It's like sunset flip pile driver, basically. And so, P.D. Williams is an agent now in the WWE. Do you think he possibly has a hand on vetoing anyone who wants to use the Canadian Destroyer mode?
Not if they're over.
Not if they're over. Interesting. Vince, what do you think about that?
As far as what?
The Canadian Destroyer being overused nowadays. It's just
Bro, everything's overused. I mean, nothing special anymore, bro. Nothing means anything, man. It's just, and I say that, bro, because again, I'm going back to the Al show, and Al sends us clips all week long of what they're doing on the indie scene, and a lot of the stuff in AEW, bro. Everything we've just seen it all. And that's what's making it really, really difficult, because they back themselves in a corner now where they got to keep raising the bar. The more they raise the bar, bro, the more dangerous it becomes, and the more you're putting yourself in harm's way. When the bottom line is, bro, they really need to be dialing it back and make the simple things mean something again. Bro, I swear to God, you look at EC3 here in the middle, and I'm not kidding you, bro. I remember, man, growing up when Stan Stasiak, bro, took the arm behind the guy's head and the hard punch was coming and he was going to stop. I guarantee you, bro, if EC3 literally went to that, he would get that over. And I'm telling you, bro, if here's what a gimmick should be. somebody using all the old moves and all the old finishes. And because two things will happen, bro. Number one, nobody uses them anymore. And number two, it would be safe as heck. You would be so safe doing these things. That needs to be somebody's gimmick. And now all of a sudden, they've never seen that stuff before. The only difference is, bro, that stuff's safe. It's not going to break your neck.
Yeah. You know what we need to bring back? Vince, if you step in the ring again, or especially if EC3, we need to bring back the Terry Funk toe hold.
I was just gonna say that.
Step over toe hold, the step over.
I was just gonna say that.
Yes.
I was just gonna say that.
Yes.
Bring Hey, comment below what crazy old school move you want me to bring back. I'll make it a effing finish.
Nice. Yes. I remember when Dusty Rhodes, man, he had a mean elbow drop as a finisher, man. He would do he would whip himself from the ropes, bounce off the ropes, do the couple bounces, and then he would just like put like this part of his whole 300-pound body on a person. And that was like, man, that made sense. Like, you got a 300-pound person doing a elbow / body drop.
Bro, I guarantee you could get this.
Oh, man.
I guarantee you, bro. If
Roski's coming back.
Bro, if Mick Foley can get the mandible claw over during the Attitude Era,
Yeah.
you can get this over.
How about the sleeper? The sleeper?
Yeah, bro, the
back?
sleeper, man. The sleeper.
Yes, indeed. Hulk Hogan spent 40 years doing a leg drop.
Yeah.
He's one of the, if not arguably the most popular person in the history of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
He did a leg drop for a finisher. So that pretty much settles the whole point there. We got Vince Russo. We got EC3. We got Dr. Chris. This is the Wrestling Outlaws. Have a good night, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Scoot on.